All right, let me do another demo. There she is. Another deal. Perfect. Let me find the one that had all the worms. Let's see, there's one that had a incredible amount of worms. Give me a sec. Give me a sec. Oh, here we go. Here you go. Here, come here. Quick. Okay, you ready? Go. Look at all those worms. That's what cardboard does. So there was spinach here, and I just covered the spinach. You can see the spinach, and look at those worms. That's what we're talking about. So the amount of labor I saved, I could have pulled that spinach out, but instead I just covered with cardboard, and look at those worms. He's just loaded.
I see a handful.
Okay. Let's see if I get a good hand. Oh, right there. Look at that. Just loaded. Tilling makes no sense. It destroys the life in the soil, and you just basically cover the soil with cardboard and plant right through it, and you got the famous no-till. Look at that. Oh, look at that. Cardboard method. I mean, look at that. Look at them all. That is what you call life in the soil. And the beautiful thing of it is they're kind of like the, oh my gosh, look at that. You can get, I pickup truck, I've gotten one load of cardboard. I was able to do an area 35 feet wide by 100 feet. So that's basically a small mini farm of cardboard. But you can see big boxes like this. Look at the other side. Okay, so then what you do is you mark out the holes. Today we have, since it's still a cool time of year, we have some kale, collards, broccoli, things like that. So they have to be closer together. But if there's tomatoes, eggplant, peppers to be further. Basically, you mark your hole. And then proceed to take out the cardboard. Take out the existing soil. This would be perfect when someone has a lawn. You can see it's not anything to write home about soil. You can put that soil right on the cardboard. I'll keep the cardboard from blowing away. And so you can see it's nothing to write home about. And there's rocks. Okay. Right, now we put in some compost, finished compost, not the stuff sitting right next to your sink, but the finished stuff. Put some finished compost in. You put your bok choy in, pat it down. You can spread this around. You just do the same thing, hole, 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 hole. Now what we do is come in and mulch. The worms and other microbes are going to break down that cardboard and all that sod, and by next season you'll just have bare ground. And then what we tell people is you make a raised bed, basically by digging a trench 3.5 feet apart, so you have a nice raised bed. And then you also could then add cardboard on top of that bed, and that's what we call a no-till self-sustaining cardboard method, where each year you just keep adding cardboard. And now you have an Insta garden. Now we're getting some cool shit, huh? Does it get any cooler than this?
Very cool.
Very cool. I got a very cool. Did I get any other cool?
It's the coolest.
Oh, what's today's slang?
It's dope.
Yeah.
Dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the shit.
It's the shit. There you go. It's the shit. Give us some modern day. We're kind of old fashioned.
It's the compost.
It's the compost. It's the compost. But is that all right? So you can imagine. All right, ready for this? Because of this population, most likely, you ready for this? 1 acre of land, which is quite a bit of land, per year will produce 150 tons of worm poop every year. Wow. Wood chips down. We got compost. You could also use leaf mold, which is old leaves. You can get from your local landfill, just piles of leaves broken down. So now we got the compost down. once again, nice big piece of cardboard. And we have previous method, we could do the cutout method, plant right through. Another great method is using dibbles. All kinds of dibbles out in the market. Italy, from Holland. It's nice to have a metal point, and really strong. And they're a lot easier once they get wet. So what you can do is wood chips, compost, cardboard, wet the cardboard, and then just right through it. So now the seedling's going to some nice compost. You put a bunch of plants all along here, and then we just put some mulch around it, and you once again have an instant garden. Crops are just like humans. They don't want fluctuations. No one likes the ups and downs of life, right? Some people do. Some people get off it, but we won't go there. But that said, side note, the point is that when we moderate it, it wants a constant moisture, just nice and steady. It doesn't want, you have it exposed, the sun's out, it's drying out, it's flipping out. Too much rain, it flips out. The cardboard's going to keep it moderated. Also, if you have heavy rains, it will also moderate it. If it's dry, it will moderate it. So it's quite an amazing thing. It's just like the forest floor. And it's a balanced system, just like the forest. There's nothing more balanced than the ecosystem of those leaves and the trees, that whole cycle. So we're going to do this whole thing. Yeah. Just make sure you overlap 4 inches. That's amazing. So somebody's asking about coloring. I wouldn't recommend using anything coloring, but most of the stuff you're going to get is just like this. So it's the whole thing, man. You want the whole thing. Off you go.
Kind of cool, and like, that's fine. Oh my gosh, all that's left of this cardboard is tape. You know, but in your own garden, go ahead and take it off. In your own garden, take it off.
So the whole idea is you never till, because tilling is a fallacy. And the only reason farmers continue to till to this day is we haven't figured out how to deal with the previous crop's residue. So we say, oh well, I'll till it in. So, and then people say, oh, you got to aerate the soil. Think about the largest trees in the world, redwoods. There's no little mechanized piece of equipment cruising around aerating it. So it took millions and millions of years for the soil to be built up, figured out with all the microbes and bacteria. So we certainly don't need some equipment going in there messing with it. Okay, so not only does the cardboard method allow you not to have to till, it makes the most beautiful soil when you're done with it. So basically you get a nice rake, we have a rake right now, and you level it out the best you can with a shovel. And then we scatter sow seeds. So that's the quickest way with the cardboard method. But you think about it, in an hour or so you can have quite a large kitchen garden of greens. I use the silence tarps at the end, so that there's no weeds growing, and then when I'm ready to plant, the weeds are dead. And put the cardboard down again. Every year you're putting the cardboard down. That's your fertilizer, it's your weed control, it's your moisture control. So, remember with the group, we put down the cardboard, I put some compost on top, and look how simple it is. Just like that, pop it in the ground. I'm putting in popcorn here. And think about it. So at this point, no CO2 has been released, no tilling necessary. The amount of time that's been saved is enormous, and the soil hasn't been disturbed. Okay, here we are looking at the cardboard in the corn 2 months later. You can see all where the cardboard is, aren't any weeds. We put cardboard down first in some rough manure. Oh, there they are. Here's the first worm we found, which is pretty cool. Oh, it's full of worms. Look at that. Full of worms right there, full of worms. They're doing their thing. And you got the corn growing. What's neat about it is you go anywhere else on most farms, you'll never see worms at this height. They're so right up to the surface, which is quite, look at that, it's just full of worms. Here's the kale and collards that we planted first week. Cut out the cardboard, put some compost in, and then we planted the seedlings. And you can see here's the compost. actually see the cardboard. It's already starting to break down. Oh, look at the worms. Here you go. There they are doing their thing. Holy smokes, who would have thunk it? That's it. Take greenhouse growing in cardboard, garlic in cardboard, corn in cardboard. Oh, we did that. And then the take corn, that's 4 things. Did we do that? Take greenhouse growing cardboard, garlic in cardboard.